Face front, true believers. This is Modular Media's No Prize Podcast, a podcast where we talk comics, movies, merchandise, and more. I am your host, Boingo Writer, and with me, as always, in the bullpen,
representing the distinguished competition, the Vacuuminator is here.
the wrong thing showed up. They just see Discord.
Fucking Christ! You can never do anything right with this show.
No, well.
At least they can hear me.
You asked me to make a You asked me to send you the thumbnail.
I did.
And so that fucked up the system.
But I was trying to do a beer joke. And you didn't let me do my beer joke. You fucked up the timing on it. Whatever.
Timing!
I'm here.
How are you doing?
I've been better. I've been worse.
Mm-hmm.
But we vibing. There's a lot of shit to talk about tonight. And there's something I've been saying I wasn't a fan of that finally came to pass this week. And just in case, I went to the store and I bought some Crow. I'm just gonna put it right here.
You're gonna have to specify the Crow in a minute. You're gonna specify.
We'll talk about it in a minute.
We'll talk about it in a minute.
First, good shit.
Beta Ray Bill, everyone's favorite Scrimblow.
Hey, Bill. Beta Ray Bill,
of course.
Bill. He's a horse boy.
He's a horse boy.
And
this is literally just his origin.
Yeah, they kind of just cut everything out of the comic that they didn't need for timing's sake.
And changed one little thing of just going let's just tie it in with Enchantress.
We set Enchantress up to be doing some shit, so here she is.
Yeah. Let's put her in black and red and make all the people who love goth girls go wild.
And at the end, you get a little teaser for Serta making the Doom Sword, and I don't think they ever pay that off.
No.
Oh.
Well, hey, Beta Ray Bill! And one of his, 2 animated appearances.
Mm-hmm. And this might be the better of the two?
Well, the other one was just a small cameo in Planet Hulk.
Yeah.
But no, this is... Hey, have you ever wondered, what's the deal with Beta Ray Bill?
Have you ever wanted to hear Steve Blum voice a horseman?
He did a good job.
Yeah, he's kind of just doing a basic ass Steve Blum voice, but it's Steve Blum, so it's good.
That's the thing, is what do you want Beta Ray Bill to sound like? I don't want him to sound like a monster.
I would love it. They'll never do this, but I would love it if just for once he sounded like oh god, what's the name of the horse? The horse from the old black and white show where they put peanut butter on the lips.
Ed?
Yes. It's a parody thing or something. Get somebody to do a Mr. Ed voice for Beta Ray Bill.
Thor! I'm Beta Ray Bill!
Yeah! And then the fucking,
all the other Corbinites go we don't know why he talks like that. I think we short-circuited something in his brain.
And Chris Hemsworth is just standing there in a t-shirt and jeans, and he goes, "Verily!"
But yeah, no, legit.
That's a Saturday Night Live sketch waiting to happen, and you know it.
The second Beta Ray Bill shows up in live action, yes. Because that's the thing. We've talked about Marvel Scrimblows before on this show, and in general. Beta Ray Bill, I don't want to say he's the basic Marvel fan Scrimblow, but your average Marvel fan.
He's cool, he's good, but if you know somebody who's actually into Marvel comic shit, they'll tell you Beta Ray Bill is cool. It's almost like a requirement of being a Marvel fan.
That's it. Okay, that's the difference between a hardcore Marvel fan and a pretty good Marvel fan. A pretty good Marvel fan would point at Beta Ray Bill and go "Whoa, look at this wacky shit, right? Oh man, Marvel's so cool and has all this weird creative ideas, right?" A hardcore Marvel fan looks at Beta Ray Bill and goes "This man is the pinnacle of heroism. He is a knight, he is a scholar, and he deserves everything." Yeah.
Speaking of which, can we talk about our boy's girl? Because Lady Sif actually, like, this, I think this is the most characterization she's ever gotten in animation.
Oh yeah, this is
And it's
this is
much
the
closer to actual Lady Sif than the MCU ever gets.
oh yeah, because she has like probably 1.5 hours worth of screen time in the entire MCU.
Hmm. And this is just like one of the best performances I've heard out of Nakia Futterman. Like that was the voice actor I was more interested. Like Steve Blum, you can hear Steve Blum in anything. Nakia Futterman, she only pops up every once in a while, and she usually gets like bit parts. And this is technically a bit part, but she does a really good job here. And I think people more so know her as she's the go-to voice actress for Asajj Ventress in Star Wars.
Mm.
But I know her as Lady J from G.I. Joe Renegades.
Oh man, G.I. Joe Renegades was too good of a show. It like, goddamn, perfect G.I. Joe show.
What a great prequel to the Sunbow series.
But back to Beta Ray Bill.
It's copium in this bottle, by the way.
Is that like how it's been metaphorically retconned by the fandom?
That's my metatextual explanation for it only having one season.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if anybody else has ever said that, but I'm just like, I mean, it ends in them joining proper G.I. Joe and Cobra becoming a terrorist organization. So, like, I know they wanted to do more shit after this, but, like, you can just say this is a prequel to the Sunbow show, and it's fine. Shut up about all the modern technology.
You can fudge it.
Yeah.
They never take out their cell phones in the original show. They're
No.
always in the pocket, but they never talk about them.
Yeah. Except for the occasional giant 80s cell phone that you'd see in that show.
But yeah, no, like, hey, do you like all the goofy Norse shit in Marvel Comics? No?
Uh-huh.
Get used to it.
Yeah, this is just a whole episode of that. This is literally like a random episode of 4, the animated series, which we never got.
Oh, yeah. But this is, like, full of Walt Simons-isms.
Mm-hmm.
Beta Ray Bill looks great.
They look great. I like how Odin's portrayed in this, where he's just like, fuck, I gotta deal with this fucking horse guy, and we gotta make him a hammer. Okay, let's just get this out of the way. It's not a big, epic quest they go on, like in the comic. Odin's just like,
yeah, they
can
don't
we just say the dwarf a favor?
They don't have the big fight where they, like, cross paths and figure out things. It's just like, no, you picked up the hammer, you're worthy, you deserve a hammer, we'll get you a hammer.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
It's good. I liked it.
Yeah.
Good to check in on 4 after a very heavy episode of all the Earth stuff. I also appreciate that, like, there was no hinting at scrolls in this. It's just purely like Asgard is all over there. They do not care. They do not know a damn thing about scrolls.
Yeah. But yeah, that's this episode. Like Beta Ray Bill, here it is. If you could not care less about this horse-faced hero of Marvel, I'm very sorry that you have bad taste. So.
Shall we begin?
Yes. Tell us about... I was trying to remember if there's any other movies that were kind of like big this weekend. It's like, no, tell us about The Flash.
I'll tell you all about Elemental. No, I'm going to tell you about The Flash. Because I saw it. I did pay for a ticket to see this. I'm sorry. You can have my Max password if it makes you feel better. I will literally give it out to anybody. The new Pixar movie buster. So this movie is not good, I would say. It is also not the spectacular disaster I was expecting it to be. It's a lot more coherent than I expected it to be. There are some really good effect shots in it, but there are also a lot of really bad effect shots in it. There's quite a few plot holes. And if you don't like Ezra Miller's portrayal of the Flash, regardless of what you think of Ezra Miller as a person, if you don't like their portrayal of the Flash, this is still going to be a really hard sell. Um, I liked how much actual Flash shit they were able to get into this movie. Like a lot of Barry's crime lab supporting cast gets stuff to do in this movie. Um, there's an actual Flash villain at the end of this movie, which I was kind of surprised by and happy about because we thought they were just making shit up going by toy listings. But at the end of the day, do I think this is necessary? Do I think you need to watch this to understand DC going forward? No. There's like one thing that could potentially be a big change going forward at the very end. And if you really want to know what it is, just fucking at me on Twitter. I'll tell you. Yeah, we don't even have to get in DMs. It's fine, bro. But like, it is not a go out must see great movie. It is not even like a fun put it on Sunday afternoon kind of movie. If you're a huge DC fan, if you're a huge live action DC fan and you know stuff about the Flash, I think you'll have a fun time here. If you're willing to put up with some stupid bullshit and some bad effects, you'll probably be okay with a lot of stuff in this movie. As somebody who watches King Oger week to week, I did not have a big problem with a lot of the CGI in this. I was able to recognize that it was pretty bad for like a big budget Hollywood movie, but I was still like, I mean, I've seen worse. I've seen those first 2 episodes of Double, bro. But I think a lot of general audiences wouldn't enjoy this movie. I don't think a lot of people who really like to think hard about their media are going to enjoy this movie. And if you're, I don't know, what's like a more polite way of saying like soft-skinned or easily offended? Because like I don't mean it that kind of mean way, but like if things easily bother you, like Ezra Miller's everything, or like one of the cameos in here, which I've seen several people yikesing about on social media, justifiably so. But I don't think that's what the filmmakers were going for at all. I don't think you'll want to see this movie. Yeah, there's definitely a content warning with that one cameo. If you know like the meta text about it, which like I hadn't even heard anybody talk about in a long time, so I don't know how many like Joe Schmoes on the street would know, but that's kind of getting into spoilers, and I don't want to do that. At least not right now. We'll come back in like 3 or 4 weeks when it's on Max, and I'll start just blatantly throwing out spoilers during the show. I think I throw out a spoiler during this week's components, so just wait for fucking Friday. Overall, I gave it a 6 out of 10. Not as bad as it could have been, but still not great. And I would say if you want to watch it, fucking pirate it. You don't have to go to the theater for this. There's not a lot that makes it worth it. However, there are 2 things specific that I need to talk about before we can full on close this out. Michael Keaton as Batman. I think they did a really good job by him, and I think he gave a really good performance. It felt very true. Now, keep in mind, I just rewatched 89 and Returns for like the first time in full since I was a kid. And I thought it was very true to the performance he gave in those movies. It felt like that character 20, 40 years on, however many years it's been now. And it was just impressive with how physical they let the character be, because I'm sure it was a stunt performer, but it was impressive how physical they let Batman be in his 70s. I thought that was really fun to see. Now, Sasha Calais as Kara Zor-El Supergirl.
Did you not prep your prop?
Part of the, you know, I gotta.
That's good.
Yeah, I like that. I like it.
Stop being a rude little dick and finish your food. Don't talk with your mouth full.
I thought she gave a really good performance,
That's good.
and I thought they wrote her fairly well for the weird, fucked
The
up
tone,
alternate
yeah.
timeline situation they were putting her in.
Would you mind her coming back as a Gunverse
As Kara and
Supergirl?
Woman of Tomorrow,
Because here's the thing, you got to realize she's an actress. Can she do? Can you think she has the chops to do both versions of of this kind of character?
I can't believe I'm saying this, but just give the girl a wig. She's perfect. There it is.
There you go.
If she is the Supergirl and Woman of Tomorrow, I will not complain.
What if she has black hair?
Then I'm gonna nitpick.
The only opinion that matters on Supergirl, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna go seek out those photoshops of her with her hair photoshopped blonde now.
Or may I offer you a pitch?
Okay, I'm listening.
They have a brand new person play Kara in the new Gunverse movies.
Mm-hmm.
And we just found ourselves a Power Girl.
Ooh! But I could see it. I could see it.
We just found ourselves a Paige Kent.
Mm.
I
was watching a video the other day by somebody who's actually a huge Power Girl fan. Didn't really care for the Action Comics stuff. Thought it was changing too much about the character that they liked.
Huh. The P is pieces.
Yeah, rest in fucking pieces, DCEU. 10 years.
Now it's DCU.
Mm-hmm. Now it's DC Studios.
Yeah. I wonder where they got those names.
That. I can't wait to see that. I hope that's in Blue Beetle, because they've said in interviews that's technically the first Gun era film. I hope we see the new logo that's DC Studios and it like transitions into DC Universe.
What I wouldn't mind is, I don't know how the DC has been doing the studio logo. Marvel goes through all the panels and just like, it's representing the history. It goes through panels and then it goes to the actors and it's just like, this is Marvel, baby. You're watching Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
I think because DC has much more iconic logos.
Yeah.
Do something similar, but like it's a logo and it's a movie of its time. So it's like
that is one cool spoilery thing I will say. This movie opens with like a graphic of Flash running through all the Warner Brothers logos and then all the DC logos. And legit, my heart skipped a beat seeing the DC swooshy logo again.
Oh, the 52 logo?
No, the pre-52
logo. Post-crisis.
With like the star swoosh?
The new Millennium post-crisis.
DC logo. That's the one I grew up on.
But like, you have the classic DC logo, then I would say like you have the college stamp.
Mm-hmm. The bullet is what it's called. The DC bullet.
Oh, okay, yeah. You can see what I say. It's like, it looks like it's the logo for like a college varsity jacket.
Mm-hmm. And then you got the star swoosh, the like 2000s logo,
and then you got
the one I have.
The simplified 52 one.
Mm-hmm. And then you have the perfect modern Rebirth era logo.
Yeah. Marvel's only had like 2 logos.
I mean, that happens, Buster. People get nostalgia pandered for logos. Fucking Geo does that to folks.
Like, legit, Marvel's only had the 2 logos. It's either Marvel red block or it's Marvel with the bubbly comics underneath from the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah.
But yeah, no, we're gonna, much like Zuko getting his "not as big a jerk as you could have been" award, we're gonna give the whole entire crew of people who made DC, Warner Brothers, Discovery, Time Warner, AOL, AT&T, 21st Century Fox, The Flash, a big old little badge right on their chest that says, not as much of an ass disaster as you could have been.
Yeah. Hey, you ready to talk about some news,
I
buddy?
would love to talk about news.
First things first, the fun news of technicalities and legal loopholes. Uh,
Yay!
the rights to the Incredible Hulk film are back in Marvel's hands. Movie's going on Disney Plus.
It's already on Disney Plus. You can go watch it right now. You can turn off this podcast and go watch one of the best MCU films, in my opinion. Don't finish the show and then go watch it.
Yeah.
Because it's really good. I love The Incredible Hulk. I've always thought it was really bullshit that Disney didn't have proper rights to it as part of the MCU and they couldn't reference it a whole lot or make more Hulk movies. And now they can. Oh
Yeah.
boy.
Yeah. It is one of the it's one of the better Phase 1 movies, and people who say like it's not that good of a Phase 1 movie are lying out their teeth.
Mm-hmm.
The regular Hulk in the MCU is kind of done. Buster.
Yeah.
Buster. You forget. All it takes is the Hulk hulking out once and he's back to status quo.
Yeah.
Daredevil Born Again has halted filming due to the writer's strike, of course.
Woo!
Oh, wait. No, until the writer's strike ends with fair paying conditions for writers. That was basically, okay, that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I misread that because the second half of the sentence didn't make, what? Yeah. Let's shoot for 40.
Yeah.
Are you gonna do the thing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there you go. Deadpool. Oh, fuck. I did too many.
Ah!
Hold on.
Live, everybody.
There we go. I'm sorry. I'm schnarry. Deadpool 3 has moved up to May 3rd, 2024.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And it's the only one. We're about to hit the next is just a bunch of MCU delays. I think this one got moved up because they're already locked in with a shooting script.
Yeah. I'm not the... Here's the thing. Ryan Reynolds was part of the script, right? No, he wasn't. He gets writing credit because he improvs a lot. Who knows?
We'll see. Fingers crossed.
Captain America has been delayed. It's fair.
Yep.
Writer strike is fine.
Mm-hmm.
Thunderbolts been delayed. That's fair. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Blade delayed. Fair.
Mm-hmm.
Fine. Fantastic Four delayed. Fair. Fine.
Mm-hmm.
Avengers Kang Dynasty and Avengers Secret Wars delayed. Fair. Fine.
Mm-hmm.
We've already talked about the title like last week before.
Yeah.
Well, what else can we say, Buster? It is fine. We are perfectly happy that they are delaying these movies due to the writer's strike and the negotiations that are happening right now.
Yeah. We're going to get these movies eventually.
Also, real quick, not to blast this guy, dickhead, it's fuck you. If it gets delayed, it gets delayed. Even though the movie's already almost done.
Yeah. That's how shit works.
Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse banned the United Arab Emirates. Ooh.
Yeah. So this is some bullshit because there is a scene early on in the movie where you see Gwen in her room,
But
and you see above her door there is a trans rights or human rights poster.
No, it's protect trans kids.
Oh yes, my apologies. And there's a lot of transphobia going on in the United Arab Emirates. So they said, we don't want this movie. This movie that doesn't highlight that. It is a fucking background detail.
Yeah.
You're soft, United Arab Emirates.
Sorry to hear about that, Buster, but we live in America.
Mm-hmm. This is America.
First leaked image of Aaron Taylor Johnson as Kraven. It's not the worst it could be.
My expectations were non-existent, but Jesus.
It could be worse.
That is a white man in a faux leather vest.
That it is.
You know, he looks like a discount store Hangman Adam Page.
You know what this looks like? This looks like what the early 2000s adaptation of Batroc the Leaper would be. And like he's not even French. He speaks with a Canadian accent.
Yeah. Oh my god, put that in Brave New World.
Alrighty. New Spider-Man movie. Sony announces 2 Marvel release dates.
Yeah, we don't know what these are. Sony has just like officially sent out word to theaters like, hey, we're gonna be putting out 2 Sony Marvel projects on these dates. For all we know, these could be like new dates for Madam Web and Craven, but it's entirely possible these are whole new movies. Fucking Sony gonna Sony.
Yeah. The Flash underperforming at box office opening weekend. You talked about this earlier, but yeah, no.
I talked about this off mic. We haven't talked about this in the show. Yeah, this movie is not doing well. This movie has actually had a worse box office opening weekend than Black Adam. So I think it's safe to say we're not getting a direct sequel to this.
Yeah, that's totally fair. Understandable. I get the vibes. Yeah, don't. DC shot and scrapped an ending with Henry Cavill and Gal Gadot. Yeah, no.
There's apparently actually 3 endings for this movie going around, and I completely forgot this was in the news. So you know what? Fucking spoilers for The Flash, because I already told Boingo and Buster has seen it. Jump ahead like 5 minutes. The movie ends with George Clooney showing up as Bruce Wayne, which I think is kind of exciting, actually, because like I watched the Schumacher Batman movies more as a kid. So I have more of an attachment to Kilmer and Clooney than I do to Keaton. And like the idea of Clooney getting a redemption as playing like an old Bruce Wayne trying to deprogram his crazy assassin son in Brave and the Bold, I think that could be really cool. And like it was just a fun little like, oh hey you moment. But apparently that ending was slapped together in January and was not actually put into the movie timeline until like the day before they sent it to theaters because they didn't want people finding out about it. Instead, they had originally shot an ending where Henry Cavill, Gal Gadot, and Ben Affleck show up on the courthouse steps. Then they shot an ending with Henry Cavill, Sasha Calais, and Michael Keaton during reshoots, and that was one of the ones that went to test screenings. They like kept test screening both endings, and then finally they decided to go with the Clooney ending, which I think is kind of the best one because it's just a final fun what the fuck. But I can understand why people would be mad we wouldn't get to see Henry Cavill one last time.
Yeah.
I mean, that's movies, baby.
That's movies, baby. It's a surprise they even exist in the first place. We'll just have to wait for Henry Cavill's 40K Warhammer 40K show.
Yeah. Hopefully it's good.
Superman and Lois renewed for a 4th season. All right. People seem to enjoy this Superman, not necessarily the show itself, but they like this Superman.
Yeah, I liked him when he first showed up in a couple episodes of the CW Supergirl show before I fell off of that. I watched the first episode of this show. I thought it was okay, but I could see it turning into ass very quickly, so I just immediately jumped ship. I think Tyler Hoechlin is a fine Superman, and I forget the name of the lady playing Lois, but she does a pretty good job too. The thing is, like, people do actually really like this show, and they were hearing that it was possibly not going to get a final season, and season 3 ended on a cliffhanger, and it was between this and Gotham Knights getting a 2nd season, and there was like a whole fucking campaign to get this renewed. And so now it is getting a 4th season. but it will be the final season. There's going to be a reduced budget and a reduced episode count, and the guy playing Lex Luthor in this show is being upgraded to a series regular, which makes me think there's going to be a really rushed big final Lex plot in the 4th season, but I don't know. I haven't been watching.
That's totally fair. Hey, it's got a new season. Hopefully the people who like it will like it.
Yeah, hopefully you folks get a satisfying ending.
And they showed My Adventures with Superman an opening.
Yeah, we have. This is the proper ending for the show, or proper opening, excuse me. And it kind of slaps. Like, the animation in this is gorgeous. The tune is kind of catchy. Like, there's no lyrics. I miss cartoon theme songs with lyrics.
I could have swore I heard lyrics when I listened to it.
No, it's just like a little. It's just like a little jaunty tune. But it works. It's very snappy. It's very fun. And I'm just really liking how this show works. And apparently one of the animators that worked specifically on the intro retweeted it and said, like, their only direction for this was just Clark has to look as cute or hot in every shot.
Okay.
Possible.
Porky boy. One rule I remember working on this was we had to make sure Clark looked as cute/hot as possible in any shot he was in. Please look forward to it.
Mm-hmm. So they got that shit going. This is gonna be good. I got high hopes for this show.
It's wild that for so long people have been like, how do you make Superman relevant? When the answer is literally just to make him cute and kissable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I'm excited for this.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked you're watching Superman TAS right now, Buster, because that's a childhood fave of the fact, man.
It's a goat show.
I used to watch that on JetX all the time.
The Penguin has halted filming. Why? I wonder why. For what reason has it halted filming?
Sick, nasty farts.
Writer strike.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine.
It's totally fine.
It's fine.
It's going to be rated TVMA though, which I totally expect from a Penguin gritty crime noir TV show.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully it's good whenever it actually gets finished and comes out.
Yeah. I think Penguin was one of the few things DC was still working on.
Yeah.
The Flashes, Andy Muschietti confirmed to direct DC's Batman reboot, Brave and the Bold. I am okay with this.
Yeah, me too, actually. Because, like, here's the thing. I get the feeling that movie was a mess because it had a lot of weight put on its shoulders. And there were a lot of expectations riding on it and all the Ezra Miller shit. And I kind of agree with the endorsement James Gunn gave him after this news came out. Is Gunn said the reason they decided to go with him is because when Gunn saw the final cut of The Flash, he's like, this guy has a real passion and reverence for these characters. It's very obvious in just the way he told the story. And I kind of agree with that. There is a very clear passion for, I don't know if the whole DC universe, I don't know if Batman specifically, but very obviously the stuff that was in that movie. And yes, it was kind of misplaced at times, but I think if this guy is given a movie where he doesn't have a bunch of bullshit on him, he could potentially make something really good.
Yeah. A better script, better production behind them, James Gunn kind of peeking over the shoulder going like, yo, what if you did this?
An actor that's not going to go insane halfway through production.
The first It reboot was really popular. The second one less so, but the first one was pretty well regarded.
Yeah, so it's possible. It's possible this could be good.
Andy and Barbara Muschietti signed first look deal with Warner Brothers. That means Warner Brothers, like, they go to Warner Brothers with any movies first.
Essentially, they're under contract with Warner Brothers for 3 years. If Warner Brothers wants them for something and they have an opening in their schedule, they do it. If they have a project they want to work on, they have to take it to Warner Brothers first, and potentially they're going to be allowed into DC Studios writers' room.
Yeah. Neat. Good on them. New DC animated series, Beast Boy, Lone Wolf, in the works at Hanna-Barbera Studios. All right. Whatever.
Hanna-Barbera Studios is still a thing. Okay. I didn't know that. Hopefully it's good. I don't know. I'm not the biggest Beast Boy fan. The only time I've really ever cared about the character is the original Teen Titans animated series. And the voice actor for him in that has turned out to be a bit of a weirdo asshole. So,
Really?
um,
I thought he was just
yeah.
a stoner hippie dude.
Apparently, he pushes like his stoner hippiness on people in weird ways.
Yeah, that sounds like a fucking stoner hippie vegan.
Mm. Well, but yeah, I don't know a ton about Beast Boy. He's not one of my boys, but hopefully this show turns out good. My big like, it would be cool if they did this, as I said on Twitter, is give me fully animated like Turbo Teen-esque body horror transformations.
That'd be neat.
Oh, Greg Sykes is an anti-vaxxer too. Okay, yeah, that's why people don't
Oh.
forgot about. I forgot about that shit. I forgot about anti-vaxxers for a day. God forbid. Fucking. Next story, please.
I'm just about finished opening all of the
Oh,
links.
we're about to move on to comics news.
Yeah.
Well, let me
But
go ahead and
no,
remind
they're all open
everybody.
now.
Oh, well, fucking hell.
Like I literally had 3 left to open.
All right.
So first things first, we have some sad news.
Mhm.
John Romita Sr., a classic artist, co-creator of Wolverine, co-worker for most of everything you love in Marvel,
Co-creator of Mary Jane Watson.
yeah, has passed away at 93. Lived a long life. Did a lot of
According
things.
to his son, he went peacefully in his sleep.
Yep.
And he was like one of the heroes at Marvel in the bullpen, from what I've heard. Is like, you gotta remember, this guy was brought on as like a fill-in because of all the shit that went down with Steve Ditko, and he ended up like totally reinventing the style and look of the book in a way that people fell in love with all over again. And then he kind of just kept doing that with things for a long time. He was one of the star artists at Marvel for years, and he also was constantly helping other artists get opportunities behind the scenes. Like, I forget who it was, might have been one of the Q-Birds, but some other big famous artist like posted a whole story about how Romita Sr. got them their start in the industry during the 70s the other day, and it was really touching to see that. Um, and it's just it is one of those moments of like, I don't have a huge personal attachment to this guy, but it sucks that he's gone. Like, as Buster said, all the guys who defined Spider-Man early on are gone now.
Yep.
And that's kind of insane.
But John Romita Jr. John Romita Sr. John Romita Jr. still working on comics, and whether you love him or hate him, like, it is an extension of Senior's legacy.
Yeah, and you can't deny that Romita Jr. is talented, even if you don't like his style. And I mean, like, that's another testament to what a guy Romita Sr. was. That he was a titan of the comics industry, and he was so good at his job and so liked amongst his job, and was still able to have such a good family life that he didn't fucking turn his family off comics. His son went into the industry too.
Not for lack of, like, here's the thing. John Romita Sr. didn't want his son in comics. He knew the toll it took, and he was like, no. John Romita Jr. is the opposite of a nepotism baby.
Yeah.
Senior was like, don't hire my son. Do not hire him. And it's like, it's just a testament of the talent of everyone involved. But here's the thing. Here's the biggest thing about John Romita Sr. everyone needs to understand and recognize. He is the closest thing Marvel has ever had to a house style.
Mm-hmm.
From the moment he took over Spider-Man, basically everyone was told, can you make it more like Romita?
Mm-hmm. Which is, again, huge, because initially back in the days, there was a saying of Stan wants Jack to draw like Jack, Steve to draw like Steve, and everyone else to draw like Jack.
Yeah, but then Romita, and it's like, no, draw like Romita.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. The like, what could realistically be said the fourth pillar of Marvel?
Yeah.
It's Stan, Jack, Steve, and John Romita John Romita
Oh
Sr.
man, where's that crossover shirt, Ripped Apparel? Give me that AEW The Four Pillars shirt, but it's those four guys from Marvel.
But yep, it's not like he passed away at a very well-used age.
Mm-hmm. He lived a long, full life. Anybody who his work really impacted as a kid probably had their chance to meet him at a con by now.
Yeah. All right, on to some more news. Jack Kirby's family issues a statement on the Disney Plus Stan Lee documentary. You want to take a big fucking guess what it says?
Yeah, it's exactly what you'd think it would be. Like,
it's Stan Lee's
I read the whole thing, but like, fucking, I didn't need to.
Same thing. It's as always. It's Stan was a shitty guy. Took from Jack. Jack did everything. Stan did nothing.
Both these dudes have been dead for decades, and we're still hearing these. I mean, stories.
Not deserved. It like it's kind of
it was a collaboration, and Jack got bitter because he didn't feel he got the credit he deserved, and he was somewhat right about that.
He was right about that. Jack deserved more credit. But I think at this point in time, we all understand, if we're comic book fans, what the credit is. It's Jack and Stan.
Yeah.
Stan
it's a pretty commonly understood thing. It's Steve and Stan made Spidey, Jack and Stan made everything else. And you put Stan second. There.
Like, even Stan did that.
Mm-hmm.
It's drawn by Jack the King Kirby, written by Stan the Man Lee.
I feel like I'm having deja vu even talking about this right now for the sake of this story, because like you and I have had this conversation so many times. We talked about this publicly on this podcast so many times. It is legit one of those like stop opening up old wounds kind of things for me. We all know the score. It sucks what happened to Jack and Steve, but in everybody's heart, we understand the truth. And given that all three of them are fucking dead, that should be enough for everybody.
Yeah. And here's the other little thing I just want to point out. Stan wrote Spider-Man long after Steve left, and it's some of the most critically acclaimed, well-loved Spider-Man stories. Like, that should say something about the vibe of the character that we all attach ourselves to. You know? There's bits and elements and all this kind of stuff. But it's also, I cannot think of a single interview of Stan's where he doesn't, when bringing up the creation of a character, say, me and Jack worked together on this, or I brought this idea to Steve and we worked on this. He never said Jack did nothing. Never once said Jack did nothing.
It is what it is. Either way, we're making a mountain out of a molehill even talking about it here.
Yeah. And here's the thing. You want to know why the documentary is the way it is? It's because Stan died recently and was in a good standing with Disney. That's it. That's why they're making a doc.
Disney has a fucking narrative to peddle.
Yeah.
They got to keep their stockholders happy.
Like, if Jack was in good standing with Marvel, the company, in his death, he'd be a lot more celebrated than he is today. But he wasn't. That's just... And, like, we can retroactively understand why and make amends on that, just talking culturally. But it's just what it is. Hey, guess what? Hellfire Gala, we got a trailer for it. Things are going to be going down.
Yep, they basically say in this trailer, yeah, this is the start of Fall X. There's going to be a big old Sentinel attack. Shit's going down. All the stuff we've been teasing for the last year and a half is finally going to come to a head here.
Oh, yeah. Especially with all the Iron Sentinels, and oh boy, they've just been... They've been pushing those guys hard, and they're great. I love them.
Also, it looks like frickin' Omega Sentinel is going to be leading them. Not Omega Sentinel, Nimrod, yeah.
Nimrod. But yeah.
The guy that should be voiced by Kenny Omega.
Oh, I can totally see that though.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, Hellfire Gala. It's gonna be fun. We're getting a new Captain Marvel book. Look at it. It's that sure
Alyssa
look
Wong and an artist whose name I've forgotten.
that sure looks like the costume from the movie.
You know what it looks like to me? It looks like they went, damn, those new Action Comics Super People costumes are pretty good. Let's throw a jacket on Carol. And it works.
It works. And apparently, the last Captain Marvel book has been really well regarded by fans of Captain Marvel. So
Yeah, and I mean it was Kelly Thompson, and I usually really like her stuff, so I feel bad that I missed it. But like, I'll give this a shot. I'm usually not the biggest Carol Danvers fan, but I'll give this a shot.
she's better than Avengers, I'll say.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like Marvel Zombies is coming back with a Black, White, and Blood anthology.
Yep. Hopefully the people who really like Marvel Zombies still are excited about this. I don't know.
Sure.
I never got in on that shit.
Dear God, that is the most 2003 comic book logo possible.
Isn't it though? Doesn't it just take you right back to like those awkward early exposures of comic book culture into the mainstream, like that documentary they used to air on the History Channel all the time?
DC announces new John Stewart Green Lantern series. All right, that's cool. Look at it.
Yeah, I believe it's called Green Lantern War Journal. It's going to be about John getting reluctantly pulled back into the cosmic superhero world post what's been going on in his backup in the Hal Jordan book.
I didn't read the backup this week.
Neither did I.
I'll go back and read it.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I tend to tune out for backups.
I do enjoy the button-up shirt with the Green Lantern pattern on it.
Yeah, that's fucking sick, actually.
That's clean.
Give me that as merch.
I would wear that, man. That's clean. Because, like, it looks totally just like a normal-ass shirt. It's great.
Yeah.
Good shit. There's some variant covers. Okay, that's totally 90s.
Yeah. Oh, and this is going to be written and drawn by the same team that's been doing that backup, so.
Oh, that's cool. Some good little backup variant covers.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, Skybound is officially doing the Transformers books.
Yep, we got the full proper announcement this week with the release of Void Rivals #1, which we'll be talking about later.
And Void Rivals is getting a couple reprints with some Transformers variant covers.
Yeah, which are I'll talk about it when we get to the issue, but I have a bit of a problem with these covers. Yeah. Well,
here's the one. This one isn't bad just because it's kind of cute.
Yeah, it's cute. It's it does give me the assurance that like it's not all going to be po-face serious action Transformers. There is going to be a little more like fun and heart to it, like there was in the IDW days. So
this is making me think of like the theme song. Can you tell me how to get to Sesame Street, which does tie into what Jetfire does in the issue.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of cute.
Well, it's good to hear that you read it. I didn't know you were going to.
Yeah. It's Daniel Warren Johnson. I'm going to read Daniel Warren Johnson. And if I have to read this...
Let's talk about that, because they announced who's taking over Transformers for Skybound. Daniel Warren Johnson is writing and drawing the Transformers ongoing. Holy fuck, we won, boys!
Oh, boys. You thought Transformers could be sad and depressing before?
Mm-hmm.
You haven't.
But it's also going to get hype as hell.
You haven't. Optimus Prime doing a clothesline.
Optimus Prime. We could finally see Optimus Prime pile drive Dirge.
Yo.
Do you know that's like a cut shot from the '86 movie that people have been trying to find for decades.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Like, I'm just imagining all the variant covers Daniel Warren Johnson will do of just all the Transformers and wrestling stuff.
Mm-hmm. And also Joshua Williamson is going to be writing minis focusing on Cobra Commander and Duke. Ooh. Okay, fine. Not what I would have done with G.I. Joe right away, but I'll check them out.
Yeah, I'll check them out.
Yeah.
I think
but
they're just trying to
also-
figure out the direction they would want to take with G.I. Joe because, well, you have one of the longest running fucking ongoing licensed books, technically.
One of the longest consistent writer runs in comics. Because Larry Hama's staying on, folks. Larry Hama has announced that G.I. Joe number 301 is coming from Skybound next year.
So, like, they have the ongoing Larry Hama book. Do they keep doing the Larry Hama book and another G.I. Joe book for Void Ride?
Are they going to say that the Transformers have always existed in the universe of that book for a third time?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, I would, you know what? I just kind of want let Larry Hama do what he do. And just go like, this is G.I. Joe Classic, and here's G.I. Joe Skybound.
Yeah. That being said, though, I am a little tempted because it'll probably feel like a bit of a soft restart because I understand there was a denouement in issue 300 for the IDW stuff. I might check out 301, see if it's an easy jumping on point.
Yeah. But Robert Kirkman launches Transformers G.I. Joe Shared Universe. Yeah, this is what we've been talking about.
Yeah. We got articles to run through now because we just been rapping about it because honestly this is super exciting for me as a Hasbro boy.
That's what G.I. Joe Real American Hero 301 ad image, totally fine. Keep that title, Real American Hero.
Also, it's a new artist coming on the book who I haven't seen their work before, but they seem to have a decent pedigree and they seem to be excited to be working on the book. So cool.
Yeah. G.I. Joe is there.
G.I. Joe, fighting man from head to toe.
All right, it's time for some toy news. We got
Nebula. What an excellent transition point. Hot Toys Nebula from Guardians of Galaxy Volume 3. Isn't that a hot toy?
Isn't that a hot toy? Isn't that a Nebula?
Mm-hmm.
It looks good.
It's funny because, like, the Legends did such a good job that I look at this and I'm just like, yeah, this is just a bigger version of the Legends with the flying apparatus. That's the only thing this has on the Legends is you get the flying apparatus that she uses in like 2 shots.
Yeah, but it's Nebula. Spider-Man No Way Home SH Figure Art Spider-Man new suit variant. Look, it's the suit that we saw 5 seconds of.
Yeah, and people have been asking for a toy company to do this suit like since the movie came out because people really like how classic comic looking it is. This Figure Arts is the first one. It's taken like 2 years and finally somebody did it, which is kind of a big deal. That being said, I hate how shiny they went because like the blue was shiny in the movie, but it didn't look metallic, and this looks metallic to me. And it's got the typical Figure Arts skin tight suitisms of like weird looking wrists and ankles and a really fucked up crotch system. So easy skip for me, but I hope the people who collect Figure Arts enjoy this.
Yeah. Marvel Legends, Venom, Space Knight, and Mania. Look at these.
Yeah, so this is a 2-pack that was surprise dropped on us early in the week. The Space Knight Venom is a complete re-release of the Build-A-Figure from a few years ago, but they gave it a new head with the teeth. And Mania is a character that's never had a Marvel Legends before, but it is a lot of reuse to make her. So, like, not the most exciting thing in the world, but if you're big into symbiotes, if you got to have every symbiote, you're probably going to want to pick up this 2-pack.
Yeah. They're neat. Look at that butt.
Look at that
and butt. Flash, Beast Kingdom figures.
Yeah, Beast Kingdom still exists and still has the DC license somehow, even though every figure they have looks really bad in some way to me. Specifically, Keaton looks really barrel-chested here. I don't like the way he looks like a fucking like knockoff shampoo bottle to me when you have him just stand straight up.
Like that.
Yeah, it is. And then Flash, like his suit is shiny in the movie, but it doesn't look like you poured a tub of glitter on him.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, it is. That is. No, thank you. Not into these.
It looks like he's not finished rendering.
Yeah, it is not my scale, and both these look very inaccurate to the movie and very, very rough proportionately and just like colors wise.
And the head looks too big.
He does kind of look like that at some points in the movie because of the CGI being wonky, though.
That's a dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, light up function. All right. Yep, they sure look like figures.
Yep.
But
Beast Kingdom has its fans, but I'm not one of them.
And that's it for the news, baby.
Yeah, how about that? Pretty easy breezy. Lots of exciting stuff. Some kind of rough, sad stuff, but very eventful week, I think.
Oh yeah. I'm checking something. There we go. Hey, guess what?
What?
It's time for comic books. Look at that.
Hey, I can't see the graphics right away.
Oh
so.
shit! Hold on. Fuck.
It's usually fine, but when you try and do stuff very specific like that, I'm like, nah.
Hold on. Let me solve the issue. Even though we're like halfway through the podcast.
Live, everybody.
Halfway through the podcast, we're doing it now. We're doing it now.
We're doing it live.
Yeah, you could have said something earlier though.
I mean, it wasn't bothering me until just then.
All right, boom. There we go. That should be good.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Gotcha me now.
Gotcha, yeah.
Hey, guess what we both read?
The GOAT.
The Wolverine.
Issue 34 of Benjamin Percy's ongoing new greatest run on Wolverine of all time.
This is just so good.
This run kicks so much fucking ass. This dinner scene is like the best fucking piece of media I've seen since Shin Kamen Rider. It is that goddamn good.
Everyone complaining about Bastard Beast. Have you seen this dinner scene? Because damn.
He's the new best X-Men villain. I was wanting a classic, on again, off again. I'll want to get like classic looking Marvel Legends of the big X-Men, you know, like I still don't have a Nightcrawler, I still don't have a Beast, I still don't have a Kitty Pryde. But this issue made me go like, no, I need a Legends of Modern Beast. I've talked about it on the show before, but I need just like take the Beast body you have, give him like a new upper legs and crotch piece to have the pants, and give him two new heads. Give him one with like the messy hair, and give him one with the slick back hair.
So and then you can army build beasts.
Mm-hmm.
But dear God,
and that's what good media does to me. That if something is really good, it makes me go, I need an action figure of this.
And I love how everything is just landing in Beast's lap of just like, all right, you're gonna give me what I want, and I'll give you your dude back. I don't give a shit about him. Just give me the stuff.
Mm-hmm. He's like fucking taunting Wolverine, going like, it's very simple. All we have to do is like a regular exchange, and if you guys stop fucking with me, I won't cause trouble for Krakoa. I want to help Krakoa. I'm going to prepare Krakoa. And while he's having like this very calm conversation, Wolverine is just like fucking.
No. Here's the thing. He's less like that, and he's just more like very simple, very focused, claws out on the table, and I imagine he's just going like.
He's just giving him this death glare of like, are you fucking serious right now?
Because he's heard this before from every single fucking CEO he's ever had of like, I do the dirty things because they need to get done, and he's just like, I am sick.
And the best part is, while Beast is saying all this, while he's having this conversation, trying to be like big and show off the Wolverine, they're sitting in like a fancy restaurant that Beast has commandeered, and he's just eating an entire fucking lobster. Just fucking skin and bones and shell and all, just...
Yeah, no manners. It is purely a power move. I'm going to be a horrible, horrible slob and be sanctimonious about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's
And Wolverine is just having none of it. Like, every panel of Wolverine in that scene is like a perfect reaction image.
and here's the thing. Wolverine is smart, and people don't give credit for Wolverine being as smart as he is. He's like, I can't just kill him because like that solved nothing. We got to come at this at a different way. How are we gonna solve this?
Mm-hmm.
So good. Jesus Christ. I love how both Wolverine and X-Force are tackling Beast in two completely different ways while also acknowledging everything bad about Beast right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good. Up next, I read Carnage 14, Part 5
Oh, I did.
Carnage.
I did read this. I
Oh,
did
you
actually
did?
catch this. Did I forget to send you the cover?
I think you might have, but either way, let's both talk about it. Carnage, Part 5 of 7.
This fucking crossover is so much fun.
Oh, yeah. Okay, as a person who really enjoyed the Red Goblin mini, seeing him get to be a big damn hero is great.
Mm-hmm. And seeing Miles like constantly backing him up, almost like he's Miles's little brother or stuff, and just being like, no, trust the fucking kid. He knows what he's talking about. That is good. That is good shit. Also, hi, Aki.
He is gonna call them Mr. Beast Army. Fuck off.
Yes.
He already has like a small group.
That's the Marvel crossover we need.
But this is just mostly like Cletus licking his wounds and going like, "All right, how can I fix this?"
I love that he creates like a little separate Cletus just to have somebody to talk to.
Yeah,
That was hilarious.
so he absorbs the Iron Sentinels,
Mm-hmm.
and he makes suits of armor that he sends to serial killers.
Cletus Cassidy, what a guy.
It's fucking brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
This is really good.
Also, friggin' Scorpion and Taskmaster being reluctant heroes. Oh my gosh, what fun.
The Taskmaster had the great phrase of just like, "Oh no, thank you, Taskmaster, for being handsome and heroic and protecting the front lines while we go dumb bull hero shit." Yeah, no problem. Carnage, good shit.
Yeah.
We both read Black Panther #1, Legacy 213. This is a new run, new era for Black Panther.
Where he's just being Wakandan Batman.
Yeah, he's Batman. He's just Batman.
And I like this.
Mm-hmm.
However, it is couched in Wakandan lore out the ass that did alienate me a little bit.
It's understandable. I think it does a good enough job going like, here's where Wakanda is. Here's why this place is not as bright and pretty as we normally show Wakanda, so we can tell this story.
Mm-hmm. It's not like I was drowning in what the fuck isms. I was keeping my head above water, but the tide was strong for me, man.
Yeah.
And that's speaking as somebody who's like barely read any Black Panther comics. Like I've read his first appearance, I've read the first few issues of Jungle Action, I've read the first trade of the Reginald Hudlin run, and that's kinda it.
I will say though, this was really fun just seeing T'Challa be fucking Batman.
Mm-hmm. And I love how everybody is in this part of Wakanda is still calling him Your Highness. And he's constantly going, "It's just T'Challa now. I'm fucking poor."
I recognize democracy. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of ruined Black Panther and Wakanda. This is a natural progress after that run. Sure. Yeah, no, definitely the last run was not great, but this is an interesting place to take it, and I don't mind it.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
There's just a fun moment where he's talking to like what I imagine is going to be our ride along Commissioner Gordon character.
Mm-hmm.
Of he's talking to the Black Panther and he's just going like, now here's the thing, I may be a lawyer, but I'm not really versed in trademarks, so I don't know how the royal family's going to be like, haha, I'm joking because I think you're just a vigilante taking on the Black Panther moniker because T'Challa's not here, and T'Challa
Mhm.
takes off the helmet. He's like, "Oh shit, fuck."
Yeah,
I thought it was cute.
that was pretty good. Like I
Yeah,
said, this book is very well written. It's very charming. I think people will enjoy it. I think if the run continues like this, it'll be remembered well. I'm not sure how much I'm going to keep up with it.
I'm gonna try and keep up with it at least until it starts being bleh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. Black Panther, good. Thumbs up from two white men.
Hey,
The two opinions that no one should really have, like, regard
welcome to
with Black
Comic Book
Panther.
YouTube, everybody.
Yeah. I read X-Men Red.
What the fuck happens in this?
Okay. So remember in X of Swords, Ten of Swords,
Uh-huh.
there was that one dude from like the alternate dimension who had like the power to resurrect 100 people every day.
Yeah.
Well, they all fuck. Now, I mean they do, but
There's a lot of fucking going on.
he basically releases one of his soldiers and goes like, "Hey, shit's going down here. We need to tell Araco so they can help us." And he's like, "All right, cool. On it, boss." He takes the sword, goes to Araco, and he goes to like Storm and all of them and goes like, "Here's what's happening. Genesis has abandoned Araco and the mutants and has teamed up with Orcus."
That can't be good.
No. And people who don't remember, Genesis is the wife of Apocalypse. We didn't see
Yeah, the
Apocalypse
character that everybody hates because, oh no, Apocalypse isn't the biggest, scariest guy anymore.
because he has a wife. That should make him more scary.
Mm-hmm. This man fucks.
This man has had intense sexual intercourse at minimum 4 times.
Mm-hmm. He's got kids to feed, damn it.
Literally, it makes him. It's kind of like the Kingpin thing. It's like, oh yeah, big scary dude. Oh no, what if you fuck with his wife?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's just set up for a big Araco alternate dimension demon thing. They're wrapping that plot line up.
Yeah, that's gonna be their Fallout X shit, I'm guessing.
Probably. We both read Superman Lost.
I'm starting to feel a little lost myself in this book, I gotta admit. A little lost in the sauce of just
Yeah.
like you're dealing with some hard sci-fi, like cool concepts and shit, and there's some nice moments in here, but I like normal stories, you know. I'd like to see Superman start punching things again.
I like this. I can totally this is not going to be everyone's Superman story. This is going to be the Superman story. Hold on, I'm being hailed.
No.
Why am I being
He's
hailed?
being Jennifer hailed.
Why am I being hailed? What are you doing? Hold on.
I don't know. What's going on? Who could it be? Believe it or not, it's just Boingo. He just needed to take a shit, so he made his phone ring.
So I gotta go do a thing real quick. Complain about Superman Lost for a moment.
Sure. I'll do that. I'll definitely talk about a comic that I don't have a whole lot to say about because I just kind of sleptwalked through this one. Because like as soon as I started hitting like I don't know about this isms, my brain shut off. I tend to get that way with media these days, where it's like I don't think there's ever going to be another Megaforce Sucks. If I'm being perfectly honest with you folks, you free folks watching this live who don't care about my personal channel, probably. I just don't tend to get mad about things and like nitpick them in that way anymore. I'm just like, this isn't working for me. I'm just gonna let my mind wander, or I'm gonna go to sleep. I have legit like been halfway through the books I want to read on like Tuesday or Wednesday, sometimes in my closet at work, and because it's summer and there's nothing going on, I will hit a book that's just not doing it for me. And I'll just be like, you know what, I'm just gonna get on the floor and take a nap right now. and then an hour will go by, and then I'll have to get back to work. But that's that's life. That's what it's like when you get older. When you hit your late 20s, you start looking at media that doesn't work for you, and you don't start yelling obscenities. You just go, I think it's time for a nap. That is the fate that awaits you in your not so old age. Let me tell you, folks. Let me tell you. Let me tell you about this lightning collection Piranha set I've been messing with just off camera all stream. Uh, I don't know what it is about this figure. Like, it's definitely not the best lightning collection monster I picked up, but he's got a certain charm to him. Like, he's pretty well articulated. The head obviously is a bit limited, so are the shoulders, but like I kind of like how, like, more than any other lightning collection monster I picked up, he just looks like a dude in a suit. This just looks like a dude in a big goofy fish suit, and I kind of love that. Like, I have not wanted to put this dude back in a baggie yet, and that was the same for Eye Guy when I got him a couple months ago. But like, just something to this monster's line. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea. I know some people wish they were smaller, but man, do I enjoy them when I get them in hand months after they've come out. So that's a thing. What are other things I could talk about? I don't know what's going on. What is let's let's look at Twitter for ideas, like any good streamer. I don't know. Is the Punk Jack special subbed yet? Nope. No, it is not. All right. What's on my Twitter feed? Damn, somebody found the oldest anime opening uploaded to YouTube. Naruto opening 6 in September of 2005. Gotta love them shonen boys. Gotta love them ninjas. What else? Oh, they're actually fucking making the premium muffin plush. I don't know why that would surprise me at all. Oh damn, Taka the Japan man is big into Mountain Dew apparently. That's cool.
Hello.
Hey!
I'm back. I'm sorry about that.
I've literally just been reading tweets.
Okay. Yeah, Superman Lost. I enjoyed it back. Thought it was dense.
Yeah.
I read Moon Knight.
Hey, what's going on? Is he punishing people in the name of the moon?
No, he's actually using restorative justice in the name of the moon.
Hey, we love to see it.
Basically, he's dealing with a person who's like, he's dealt with before, who deals with dreams and stuff. And this whole issue is kind of treated like a one and done.
Mm.
And basically the guy is dying, and he wants to do something good with his life before that. He wants to give Moon Knight something happy, for once. And like every false vision he's get is like, what if Mark Spector was allowed to live the life he wanted to live in the fancy mansion with the wife and kids and everything. Um, and what's the cabbie's name? Can't remember all of a sudden. What's the cab driver's name in Mark Spector's head?
Should know that.
Yeah.
Is it Jack something?
I don't know, but the cab driver is like able to just buy everyone shots at the bar, just be a good host and everything. And Mark just continues, goes like, "This isn't what I want," until eventually he's able to take the guy down, and just like it's really good. I enjoyed it. It's a good Moon Knight book.
Jake Lockley.
Jake Lockley. It is a good Moon Knight book. If you don't want to read all the Moon Knight and you just want a fun one and done shot, here you go.
Hey, nice.
We both read Void Rivals. We talked about this earlier.
So I was thinking about this the other day. I think you can pretty much easily sum up this whole issue in like a cheesy Hollywood elevator pitch. Would you like to hear it?
Oh, sure.
This book is Saga by way of Enemy Mine, featuring Hasbro's The Transformers.
I mean, you're not wrong.
That's it. That's what happens. It's two fuckers who are from opposite sides of a war crash land on a planet, and they're both wearing cool space armor, so they can't see what each other look like, and they're forbidden to see what each other look like, and they're trying to repair their ship, and then they find another ship, and it turns out to be Jetfire, and that scene was kind of cool, but it also felt a little gratuitous, and like this didn't actually need to be here. Like, I think Kirkman might have clickbaited people into reading this book with Transformers. Like, he might have leaked that early on purpose. I don't know. It's a little tinfoil hat.
I did enjoy the book.
It was competently written. It just, aside from Jetfire's cameo, it didn't feel like anything special to me. It felt like I've seen this before, especially during the end twist of they take their helmets off and oh my god, they look the same. They were from the same race all along, everybody. I kind of saw that coming a million miles away.
You know what? What if this is a backdoor pilot for Headmasters and Power Masters?
If we find out they're the fucking oh god, what is that alien race that most of the Headmasters become? That would be fucking hilarious. I don't think it is. I think they give a name for their races in this movie, or in this book, and that's not what they are.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like,
Yeah. I don't know. Like, it's weird because, like, I did used to say all the time it would be cool to see, like, little offshoot things in Transformers of other alien races that are out there and just don't ever come to Earth or Cybertron because they don't want to get involved in the Transformers bullshit. And, like, this is kind of that. But also, like, it's the pilot for a new Transformers universe. So it's a little, like, I don't know. This feels weird as an entry
I wouldn't say
point.
it's the pilot for a new Transformers universe. I say this is the backdoor pilot episode of an ongoing series. It just happens to be the first issue.
You know what this is? This is a Kamen Rider movie where we show the new writer for one scene.
It is. Though I do really enjoy Jetfire's scene where he's just like, "How long have I been asleep?"
Yeah, and as soon as he realizes like shit's fucked, he's like, "Oh God, my name's Jetfire. I'm a scientist from Cybertron. Can you please tell me what's going on with the war?" And they're like, "What's a Cybertron?" And he's just like, and transforms and flies off.
Like, he looks at his hands and goes like, "Wait a second. The wind erosion on my flesh is too much for just been a small nap. I have been asleep for millennia." Oh no.
I would love if in the first issue of Transformers you just see him arriving on Cybertron and it's already like a dystopia ruled by Shockwave.
No. You gotta mix it up. Dystopia ruled by Bumblebee. How did we get here? Let's go back.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep reading Void Rivals.
I'll give it another issue, but like, if there's no major connection to the Energon universe after this, or it doesn't really feel like it's doing much original, interesting shit, I'm out.
All right, that's fair. You read Strange World. Tell me.
Strange World?
Spirit World, whatever. I got it right. I got the first letter right. Come on, you can at least give me that.
Yeah, you got there. You got there. This one was pretty good. There's some cool like characterization and shit going on. A little more delving into who our main character is and what their horrible home life is like. Which was interesting to see, especially because John Constantine is there the whole time, and he's just going like, "Yeah, I feel that. I'm sorry, kid."
Can I just be honest? With the way everyone's kind of like looking at this character, the way the book is titled, and just the general vibes I've been getting, this feels very much of like, what if we made a new John Constantine?
A little bit.
Like they take the core element of John Constantine is like
It's what if John Constantine had Ghibli magic? Because that's the subplot of this book, is just Cassandra Cain is trapped in a Ghibli fantasy world.
But like, it has that like normal person dealing with supernatural things with powers that they have, that they are not a superhero, but they are in the superhero universe.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm. I will say this, the art has improved a fair bit from the first issue. I didn't dislike it in the first issue, but like here, there's some really cool panel layouts in this issue that I hadn't seen before, and I appreciated that.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people are enjoying this book, so that's good.
Yeah, it seems to be the winner of this round of DC going, oh, we're old and busted, we gotta make new characters!
Here's the thing, they only made 3, and they only made 3 titles, and realistically, I admired that. That's restraint. That's going like, we want to try and make new things, but we're not going to give you 20 new things. Here's 3.
Yeah, just here's some scrimblows. Give them a shot if you like.
You know? And apparently the other ones aren't bad.
Yeah.
So I'll give it a shot when there's like 6 issues.
Fair enough.
Just more because this is like, I'll have a lot to read and get a vibe off of.
Mm-hmm.
I read The Excellent.
Was it excellent?
Yes, because okay, remember this is a giant piss-taking parody of celebrity culture. Remember that.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so last issue they were doxing secret information from the good guys. This issue he realizes, wait a second. Why am I doing that when I could just make shit up? So he lies on the internet and says, "Oh, they're holding Kurt Cobain in suspended animation and making clones of him."
Oh my god!
And people believe it, and they're outside their fucking house going like, "Free Kurt Cobain!" And just like lie after lie. And like it's working, and he's getting more and more people. And at the end, the guy's like, "I am now a god." So he's accomplished his goal, and now what's gonna happen?
Nice.
And of course,
did you like it? Did you have fun?
Yes, because it's a dumb, goofy parody book with Mike Allred doing the art. What's not to love?
Nice.
You read Click Click Boom.
Okay, this. I'm gonna make a bit of a statement.
Real quick, before you make your statement, I'm gonna make a statement. This feels like the pitch to a Netflix original show.
I could see that, but also, this is one of 4 indie #1s that came out this week, including Void Rivals.
Mm-hmm.
And having only read this and Void Rivals, fuck Void Rivals. This is the indie book everybody should have been talking about this week.
Oh, it's good.
This is really good. This has a lot of pep and personality to it. It's a very simple but very offbeat premise that leads to some interesting storytelling that I could see you making work in a streaming show, but like feels very specific to comics. Of the main character is mute, and she can only communicate by taking Polaroid photos with an instant camera and showing people pictures that illustrate what she's trying to convey. And she was essentially trained to be an assassin by her crazy doomsday prepper grandpa. And now she's on a revenge quest because of something that happened to him. And this reporter is kind of our eyes in character and is trying to investigate her. And that's where I could see like you turning it into a streaming show. is like focusing more on the reporter, but like all of it is fairly well told. The art's pretty solid, and it just feels like there's a lot more creative spark here than any indie book I've read in a while.
Hmm.
I'm gonna read the next issue of this. I'm actually kind of looking forward to the next issue of this. I'd highly recommend checking this out.
All right. We both read Green Lantern number 2.
With friggin' Beefcake Kilowog.
Beefiest Beefcake Kilowog. Hal's just trying to live his life, and he's failing at it.
Yeah, he is being a spectacular ass clown. Well, trying not to be, because that's how Hal Jordan operates.
Yeah.
Mm.
And then
Also, this stuff tails into Night Terrors, which feels kind of like this book has really, really been charming me these first 2 issues. I'm not a big Hal Jordan guy, but it's felt like a really solid Green Lantern book. And then 2 issues in, boom, go read this fucking event.
Yeah.
All right, fucking. This is why people don't get into comics.
Kilowog was fun to see though.
Yeah. Oh god, the Kilowog was the best.
And as we said earlier, we didn't read the John Stewart backup, but I will go back and reread it.
Yeah,
I'll go
hopefully
back
it was
and
good.
read it.
Yeah.
Green Lantern.
Hmm.
I read the final issue of the Giant Cockshoe.
How was that?
You want to know how he beats the giant monster?
Does he fuck it?
No, he turns his hand into a fucking cock sleeve and jerks it off.
Subtlety is non-existent.
Yeah, not in this book.
Yeah.
And literally, the giant monster goes back into the ocean and calls out, "Yo, guys, they got a great sex robot on the land now. Let's fucking go check it out." And so all these giant monsters with fucking giant dicks are walking out of the water. It is not subtle. It is pure comedy. It is a joke. It's hilarious.
I am never reading this.
Oh no, it is pure juvenile humor to the utmost degree, to the point 2 guys on the final page are coming out to clean up some of the giant monster shit. And I have to imagine it is Duggan and the artist. And Duggan just goes like, the next book I'm doing is going to be serious. I was just like, this was a dumb joke and it got way out of hand kind of vibes.
I'm not even sure if I wouldn't. Oh, I would have enjoyed this as like a teenager.
No. Oh my god, I just realized. The thing in the middle of the O is not atomic radiation Kirby Crackle Bubbles. The entire time it's been jizz.
You just now got that?
Because I haven't looked at the logo.
You haven't looked at the logo.
So
this man, this VTuber.
So here's the thing. If you don't think a giant robot jerking off a giant monster in front of his family is funny, it's dark. It is pitch black humor. Because he is doing that to the monster as his last desperate move. He has nothing left. And his family is there. His wife and his 2 young children.
Oh.
Is seeing him jerk off a monster. If you don't think that's funny, don't read this book. If you think that would be absurd and hilarious, give it a shot.
Comics, everybody.
They're not for everybody. We both read Captain America Cold War Omega.
This was a pretty good finale to all this.
It was a pretty good finale, and it wraps everything up, and it's an interesting place to leave all the characters.
Mm-hmm. Makes me very interested to check out that new JMS Seed book, honestly.
Do we just want to go over the base, machination?
They had an evil plan. They were going to invade with Solandia again and take over the whole fucking world. And everybody goes, no, fuck you, that's stupid. We're going to beat the shit out of you. Bucky was a good guy all along. Ian gets the nomad powers again. or just the costume. And they beat the shit out of the White Wolf guy, and then Steve goes, I've gotta fucking shore up this place so this doesn't happen again, like a third fucking time.
Well,
I'm just gonna stay in Zealandia.
the whole reason for that is Zealandia is where the circle is getting a lot of its resources to do its big game. So Bucky wanted to cut them from the source, and the only way to do that is to put a good guy on the throne, and the only one who could do it and not be corrupted is Ian. So you had to like
Also, Sharon becomes a modern version of Destroyer.
yeah, and Peggy's just like, oh, he would be proud of you,
Mm-hmm.
which I think is cute. Yeah, it's good.
It's all right.
It's a good book. I think it wraps up pretty good.
Yeah, let's check out Captain America 750, everybody.
Yeah. We both read Doctor Strange issue 4.
So this issue wasn't bad, but like, man, it ticked me off initially that we weren't just going straight to the wedding.
No, but I think we need this book to get to the wedding.
Mm-hmm. This is a lot of like catch up for the other part of the magical corner of the Marvel universe, the more like down to earth, serious, making things work on Earth corner. And just seeing Wong reacting to all that shit and being like, fucking okay, I guess this works. Wow, that's a weird way to do that. That's not how Steven would do it all, but okay. All right. Oh, this thing came up. We got to investigate Clea now. Fuck.
Oh yeah, but I love their dynamic. All three of the characters are fun.
Mm-hmm. Scientist Man is a cool guy.
Oh yeah, I love the opening because it's a couple vignettes, and each vignette they get closer to figuring out like, kind of like learn about the mystery they're having to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
The first one with a bunch of minor ghosts.
Yeah. Oh, how did you feel about that Ghost Rider cameo?
It was cute. It was just like, oh hey, Ghost Rider, sorry, we did your job already.
Mm-hmm. How do you think Tiffany's gonna feel about that Ghost Rider cameo?
Oh, she's gonna love it because it's exactly what she loves with Ghost Rider. So it's like he shows up and does nothing. But I love the miners, and he just and the scientist guy's going like, yeah. This is not a binding demonic contract. This is all bullshit. Yeah. Have you guys heard about unionizing?
That was pretty funny.
It was a cute joke.
That was probably the moment where I went from fuck, we're not doing the wedding to all right, we can do this for an issue.
Yeah, I love Wong as like Magic Nick Fury though.
It's an interesting concept.
Yeah. Also, dope to see Jiangxi in a Marvel comic book. I never thought I would see Jiangxis. Jiangxis are a specific type of Chinese mythical creature, similar to a vampire, but not exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Just for people are, to be aware of.
Do you think Blade has ever hunted one of those fuckers?
Probably, they're close.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, book good.
Cousin. Good book.
Good book.
It's a good book.
It's a great book. Clobbering
time.
Fucking
clobbering time, boy.
It's been working with Doctor Doom.
Yeah, and this is just like, this book was already doing a lot of Kirby homages, but holy fuck, this issue.
Ben Grimm literally rides the thing Orion has in DC Comics.
Yeah, that was so hype, honestly.
And I love them like reluctantly working together, and it feels like Doom actually respects Ben.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, yeah, no, we're doing this. I don't have to like you, but like I respect you. You can get the job done.
He sees Ben the same way he thinks Reed sees Ben, which is not the way Reed sees Ben, but it's clearly the way Doom would, which is Ben is a useful tool.
And like, I gotta take care of my tool, so I'm gonna give him the best Latvarian meal.
Mm-hmm. He's like, this is not my kind of food, you fuck.
Yeah. But like, they work together until Doom almost fucks over Ben.
Mm-hmm. And then we get a big crazy cosmic fucker that they've been teasing for a long time as the big bad of this book, because next month is the final issue, and fuck, I'm gonna miss this book.
I am so happy though that they're kind of reviving Marvel Team Up with these miniseries.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's fun to see these characters that wouldn't normally work together.
Yeah,
It's good.
it's a good time.
And finally, the last book of the evening.
Stop it. Get some help.
I am, because this is the last book. This is the last Amazing Spider-Man book until we get a new writer and artist. Not necessarily artist, new writer going forward. All right. So until we get a new writer, we're not going to be talking about Amazing Spider-Man on this podcast anymore.
Thank you.
The reason why I didn't just immediately after the last issue just say fuck it all is because I was deadly curious, because I saw this cover and I was like, oh my god, they are barely going to reference this, aren't they? And guess what? They barely referenced it. No. You want to know what the story is? Doc Ock's old arms are searching for, like, refuge because Dr. Octopus is like, oh, you failed me. You're shitty tech. I made new octopus arms that are, like, 10 times better than you, and I just need to destroy you. But, like, they have a little AI, the old arms do, so they're like, I don't want to be destroyed.
See, that's a fun concept, but I don't know if it needs to be in, like, the main Spider-Man.
I would much rather concepts like that be in the main Spider-Man than just, like, everything is falling apart, you know?
Fair
enough. So he goes to Spider-Man, and he goes to other things, and so it's like, the situation falls, and Doc Ock almost breaks them all, and then it goes to J. Jonah Jameson. That's where the book ends. The broken octopus arms go to J. Jonah Jameson.
They're just farting around.
Kind of. Also, Dr. Octopus's new arms, because you're probably going to see them in other books, they kind of have like a bioorganic techno paste in between chunks that can separate themselves and become little octopus drones.
Like little octo snakes?
Like, his arms are segments with a goo in the goo inside of them, and he can break an arm down, and he has little octopus drone things using.
I don't know if I like that.
It's not.
I feel like that's overcomplicating Doc Ock a bit too much.
It's less overcomplicating to me, and it's just more of like, oh, that's he has his arms, but he also has little drones. So overall, this book is so fucking lopsided. Because, like earlier in the run, where I was like, there's a lot of neat ideas here. There's some cool concepts. And the rest of the book is dragging them down. We now have one of the biggest fucking albatrosses around this book's neck, dragging everything down. And no matter how, oh, cool, Doc Ock story, oh, neat, the arms are doing this, or like, Miss Marvel died last issue.
How much do they actually do about it? Is there any discussion, or is it just like shove that off into the fucking aftermath one shot?
Peter and Black Cat are dealing with a crook. Peter is on edge. The crook says something, and he loses his cool, and Black Cat goes like, hey, don't lose your cool. And Peter's like, yeah, you're right, I shouldn't lose my cool.
Bravo. Raw fucking vo. Zeb Wells. Best depiction of grief in a comic book ever. Give him the fucking Eisner.
It's the way they would do grief in the fucking 80s. It's... Ugh. But hey, I'm not going to talk about this book anymore.
No, fuck that. No, the 80s have had better depictions of grief than that.
Okay, 70s.
Yeah, there you go.
But hey, that's all the comics we have for this evening. Would you like to tell the people where they can find you?
Hey everybody, I'm the Vacuuminator. I make YouTube videos. They're things I'm quite proud of, so maybe you should check them out. I just put out a video this week to tie in with the release of the Flash movie, a video about my personal favorite Flash, Wally West, good old boy. You like him, you love him, or at least you probably fucking should instead of Barry Allen, that bland piece of toast. So
You
go
like
check
them, you
out my
love
video
them,
and
you
see
want some more
why.
of them.
Oh, definitely,
I
definitely.
try so
Please,
hard.
fucking put Barry in a put Wally in a movie and put Barry in a fucking time capsule back to the 60s where he belongs. Anyways, I've also got a TikTok where I post clips of my older videos. That's at the underscore vacuuminator. And speaking of at the underscore vacuuminator, that's the username for my Instagram account. I post action figure photography there, like this fucking cool fish monster man. He gets beat up by guys a lot there. Uh, and you can also see all my stuff collated along with random thoughts and like instant reactions to news and things on Tumblr, thevacuuminator.tumblr.com, and Twitter at thevacuuminator. And yeah, that's everything to do with me.
Yeah. Hey, howdy. I'm Boingo Writer. I do a variety of things on the internet. Normally, I stream on Twitch, though I'm taking a very mild hiatus, meaning I'll still pop in and stream, but it's just no schedule or anything like that. Keep an eye on my Twitter or my Discord, which you can join in the description, to know when I'm gonna be streaming. That's the best way to do it. I also post videos on YouTube at Boingo Writer. Do a variety of things there. I have a video essay coming out soon. I do weekly reviews of Kamen Rider Geats and King Oger. So yeah, fun all around. I also post on social media platforms at Boingo underscore writer, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and you can also follow me on the Tumblr. Of course, link is in the description. Hey, this is Modular Media's No Price Podcast. This is our comic books podcast, but we have other podcasts for you to enjoy, including but not limited to Components, which is just kind of like hangout sesh, shoot the shit. Sometimes we interview a guest.
It does happen.
Yeah. Oh, I wonder what's going to happen this week. Not this week, next week.
Next week.
We're recording this week.
This week we got a little fuck around and find out for you folks that I think you'll enjoy too. So subscribe for that.
Yeah. We also have Analytical Fanboys, a monthly media cast where one member of the group picks a piece of media, subjects the other members to it, and then we talk about it.
Yep.
This month is going to be Doom, the 1993 video game. So if you wanna join in, play Doom.
I still have yet to play it or like think about what my selection is going to be for next month at all.
Oh, lovely. The podcast is going swimmingly, everybody. We also have This Week in Toku. Would you like to give a brief description of This Week in Toku?
It's the Tokusatsu podcast, where myself and Buster talk about all the latest news and new releases from the wild world of Japanese live-action special effects. We got your Kamen Rider, we got your Ultraman, we got your Super Sentai, we got your weird independent bullshit that's probably just an actor's vanity project. It's all there. So
I was about to make a joke. What about the pink thing?
That's what the pink thing is.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. It's like, oh, what about the pink thing? And then you made that joke.
We've been watching that, and it started off really bad, and it's like progressively gotten slightly better with each episode, to the point where I would say this week's episode was actually pretty good.
Okay. And we also have a brand new podcast.
Yes, Saturday Morning Panels is the new show starring myself and Snowcone83, where we are talking about all things from the world of Transformers and G.I. Joe. Once a month, we're going to pop in, talk about the two biggest news stories from the last month, talk about a classic issue from the Marvel Comics era, and talk about a new release that piqued our interest. So if you want to check that out, we just did an episode 0 where we kind of gave an introduction to our sort of tastes and experiences with the two franchises, and we've got the first proper episode dropping this Thursday on the channel. So subscribe, you won't want to miss that. It's a pretty good time.
Yeah. So subscribe to the channel, like and comment on this video, like and comment on every video. Tell us what you think. Tell us what you don't like. Tell us what you had.
What did you have for? I was about to say breakfast. We almost had a Jinx moment.
Tell us what you had for Dexfist.
What did you have for lunch? Let's compromise there.
What'd you have for
lunch today?
What'd you have for brunch?
Brunch I can do. Brunch is an actual thing.
No, Leonard's a thing.
I mean, it's a thing, but, like, that's not a word people say a whole lot.
And Deckfist is a thing.
I refer you to my previous statement.
It's breakfast, brunch, lunch, dinner, Deckfist, the fourth meal, and then breakfast again.
Alright.
So tell us what you like. Like, comment, subscribe. This has been Modular Media. It's just 4 dudes who co-own a channel, who want to...
We're fucking around and we're finding out.
Who want to
Come on this journey with
co-own
us.
a production company. We'll do it eventually. We make a variety of things. Follow us. Zach, do you have anything else you want to say? This is a great visual gag.
This is delicious.
This is delicious. Enough said.